Hey everyone, this is David Pike, the Motorcity Mechanic. Now today we're moving over to part 4 of our series on the shortcut method for removing and replacing the oil pump assembly on a Chrysler 3.2 and 3.6 liter front wheel drive vehicle. So in part 4, what we're going to be dealing with is basically wrapping everything up. We're going to go ahead and make sure that the electrical connector is pushed all the way through the block and that the clip and the connector is fully seated. And then we're going to move over to cleaning and installing that lower stamped steel pan. Now previously we inserted the electrical portion of that connector from the pump through the side of the block. We didn't push it all the way through, we just put it in enough to keep it in place while we're bolting the pump down. So now we can grab a long screwdriver, we can start wiggling the connector through the block enough to where we can actually go to the other side if we need to and pull it with a pair of needle nose pliers. But you can see right here, it looks like it's fully seated. So we'll swap around to the outside of the block and see if it's latched in place so we can put that metal clip back on. Now looking from the outside the block, you can see that that electrical connector has been pulled all the way through. If it hasn't, either try to push it from the back side or grab a pair of needle nose pliers and gently pull it all the way out. You'll know it's all the way out because this finger will be fully extended and it will be catching on the outside of the block once it's pulled all the way through. As long as you see this, you can go ahead and grab that metal clip, slide it over, make sure it locks in place. So now we got two methods of keeping that connector from going back inside the block. Now just grab the electrical portion, slide it over, and make sure it's fully seated. Now before we can install the pan, we need to go around the perimeter where the pan actually bolts on, clean up any excess O3 bond adhesive. All I'm going to be using is a razor blade to get the big pieces off. We've got some brake clean and a rag to wipe everything down with. Just grab that razor blade and just slowly go around the outside edge, kind of getting any of the big pieces up. It doesn't have to be spotless, but we mainly just want to get the big pieces. And like I said, follow up behind afterwards with some brake clean and a paper towel. Just do this all the way around the perimeter. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to be cleaning off the O3 bond adhesive from that lower stamped steel oil pan. And we're going to use a combination of different tools. We're going to start with the razor blade where we go around the outside edge and get all the bigger pieces broke loose and taken off. Next we're going to follow it up with an abrasive wheel and a cordless tool. You could use an air tool, it doesn't matter. Nonetheless, we're going to go around with that little 3M Scotch lock pad and kind of clean everything off. Now a lot of people frown on using the abrasive wheels. Now on the engine, that might be a concern of particles getting different passages. But being that the stamped steel pan is off the engine, we can actually use that and not have any problems. Some people may actually use a wire wheel on a bench grinder. That works just as well. Nonetheless, we'll use that to get the majority of the rest of it off, and we'll follow up with cleaning everything off, including any kind of residue from that abrasive wheel, using brake clean and a rag. Now the tool that I've got the abrasive wheel on is actually a polisher. This is from Milwaukee Tools. It comes with an adapter so you can put one of those abrasive wheels on. The good thing is the RPM is not super high, so we don't have to worry about overspeeding or digging in the material while we're cleaning. So you can actually regulate it also with the trigger. And now we're ready to hit it with some brake clean. Get the bigger pieces out. Go ahead and start spraying. Now grab you some paper towels and wipe up any excess residue from the brake cleaner, any particles you might see. Paying a lot of attention to the surface that we're going to be smearing the new or coating the new 3-bond adhesive on. Let's go around the perimeter, make sure everything looks nice and clean. Now what I've got here in my hand is what they call 3-bond engine RTV. This is the RTV that's used on the 3.2 and 3.6 liter Pentastar engines. It's commonly used to seal the front timing cover to the block, also for that stamped steel oil pan and the upper aluminum oil pan to the block as well. And you can pick this up at any one of your local Chrysler dealerships. The part number is 68082860 AB as in Alpha Bravo, and the price is around $15. Now the tube that the 3-bond engine RTV comes in has its own nozzle with a hole already cut in the end. Now this hole is a predetermined size, and it's the same size that they recommend when you're running the bead down the timing cover. So that way you don't add too much or not enough. Now in order to get any RTV out of this, you've got to unthread it, and you've got to go ahead and cut the end off of the tube. Then reinstall the tip, and then insert it into a caulking gun. So we can go ahead and cut the tip off. Thread the nozzle on. Grab our caulking gun. Go ahead and get it ready so we can apply some of that 3-bond engine RTV to this pan. So now that we've got the pan cleaned, we've got the pan sealed, and the surface area that the pan's going to make contact with cleaned, we're ready to reinstall. Now the good thing about lining anything up is, remember we had 2 studs, one here, one over there. So we line that up and just gently sit the pan down in place. So now we can grab a handful of the 10mm bolts and the 2 nuts and start them by hand and go all the way around the perimeter. And we'll come back with our cordless tool and run them down gently, and then we'll come back and do an actual torque on all the bolts. Go ahead and snug them down. We're not going to tighten them with the cordless tool. We're just going to get them down and come back and do a final torque. We've got so many bolts, last thing I want to do is run them all down by hand. Now there is no sequence or pattern when it comes to tightening down the bolts. Just start anywhere and work your way around. And the torque for that is going to be 97 inch-pounds. 97 inch-pounds on all the 10mm bolts and the 2 nuts around the perimeter of the stamped steel pan. Now with the pan installed and all the bolts torqued to spec, the last thing we need to do is we've got to wait a minimum of 45 minutes for that 3-bond adhesive to dry around the perimeter of the stamped steel pan before we go adding any oil to it. If you do it too soon, there's a chance that the oil will leak past the RTV. So you need to wait a minimum of 45 minutes for all that to set up. And that right there sums up everything you need to know as far as the shortcut method. Now make sure you go back and you watch the by the book method and you compare the two, and you'll see that there are things that we don't have to deal with, things we don't have to take off, and we don't run the risk of breaking bolts off, such as on the exhaust crossover pipe. And we're also not dealing with that structural support member that goes to the front radiator support. There's always a possibility that that bolt will lock up and then we have to worry about cutting it out. And all you got to do is buy a $40 socket, and then you can take on the shortcut method. It's going to save you a lot of time and a lot of headache. So if you liked the video, please make sure to give it a big thumbs up on YouTube. Don't forget you can find me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And if you got any comments or suggestions about anything you saw in today's video, make sure to email me at david@motorcitymechanic.com. Also, if you'd like to shop on Amazon, there is a link in the description below this video. If you use that link, any purchases that you make will help support this channel. Once again, everybody, thanks for watching.